What's up, team? My name is Steve the Book Guy. I'm a Whatnot bookstore streamer guy, and I wanted to make a video and talk about something that I have seen a lot of people in the community, specifically people who are just kind of starting off. One of the major complaints with getting started and Whatnot, because it's hard, right? If you're here, you found this because it's hard. And I want to encourage you. It's okay that it's hard. This is a hard thing. A lot of folks are trying to do the exact same thing that you're trying to do. So I want to challenge you in a positive way to kind of shift your thinking and how maybe you approach it. Now, this may or may not work for you. It did work for me. It tackles a couple of big problems that I think folks that are just starting off really have, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But real quick, why should you even listen to me at all? That's a fair question. One you should ask all the time. Like I said, I'm Steve the Book Guy. I sell primarily in the book category. I'll venture out every now and then. I got about 3,000 followers, a bunch of reviews, 12,000 books sold. Have a couple of shows a week, and again, it's all book-centric. And I've been on the platform for a couple of years. Again, I'm not the biggest seller in the world. You won't see 50, 60, 100, 300, 500 people in my streams. But they're fun. and even though they're not like full and tons of people, because of the way I approach it, it's been a lot easier for me to continue to do. And then just like anything else, the more time you throw at something, the better you're gonna be at it. And so let me just get to the point. I challenge you to think of it less as an auction and less of just selling, and then more of a show, a community thing. What can you give back before someone gives you, right? Because you got to think, as salespeople, as sales, we're asking somebody for something, right? We're starting a show. They don't know us from anybody else. They have no emotional connection to us. They may just be meeting us for the first time, and we're just throwing stuff right at their face, right? And then people kind of come in and out. You have, givey goblins and all these things, and it can be really disheartening because, again, if there's no emotional connection, there's no fun. You're selling a lot of the same products. And again, I sell books. I'm not selling anything different from anybody else, so I fall in that category as well. But what are you doing? And I say this in a positive way. I'm not trying to bust anybody's balls here. What are you doing to differentiate yourself from the person next to you? Why, as a customer, should I be in your show giving you money as opposed to the person that's doing it right next to you? What's your hook? What's your angle? What makes you unique? Do you know what I'm saying? So first, when you approach it like that, it shifts your thinking into you're building something. It's okay if you've only have 2, 3, 4, 5 people in your room, because if you entertain those people and you get them chatting or talking and you connect with them, even through the process of selling. I'm not saying don't sell, but try to figure out how to make it fun and engaging. So when somebody does come in, whether you're actually selling something or not, you're having fun. One of the premier principles behind good marketing is no one likes to go to a party where no one's having fun. Nobody likes to go to a party where there's no one at. And now the thing is with Whatnot, I think it actually is more similar to starting off like a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel. And as someone who has tried and failed both ventures multiple times, because I'm in my 40s, podcast instead of therapy, it is quite difficult to get traction. And you're going to find that similar experience here on Whatnot as well. So I don't say that to discourage you. I say that so you can frame how you approach your show maybe in a different way. And again, I'm not that big of a seller. I am very well aware I only have 3,000 followers, which might be a lot to some. It might be, I met someone just 2 days ago that has 30,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? Everything's in perspective. So don't be discouraged. Be encouraged. It's okay for it to be hard. It's okay to have your first 6 months of shows be difficult. The question is what the folks that'll make it are the ones that'll commit to it. Do you know what I'm saying? And then approach But having said that, it's difficult to commit to something that's hard to do for 6 months. So again, I encourage you to frame it in such a way that it's also fun for you. This worked for me. Your context will be different, but I do shows where I don't even do selling. I just talk about book collecting and like things that we should know around it. And I learn bolos and learn authors, and I do it live with folks, and it's kind of a back and forth thing. I don't sell hardly anything in those shows. I do have like my marketplace listings and people can look, but I get 5 to 10 followers every time. So when I do go to the well, on my Saturday night show, I do this big Saturday night show, usually 300 to 500 books. I do have a lot of people that come to that show, and a lot of these folks have already met me through these other shows. And yes, it is time consuming, but again, if you approach it like a show, you'll hear me say the same thing again and again. It might make it easier for you to do more shows, and the more fun you have during those shows will equal more followers, which will, when you go to sell something, you have more eyeballs, you have more buy-in. This is kind of what branding is all about. You'll hear a lot of resellers talk about like, oh, nobody cares, branding, brr. Whatnot is not that place. Like I would agree, or maybe Poshmark, assuming you're not doing lives and stuff. But here in Whatnot, it's a really special opportunity to create a connection with your buyer, with your client, with your customer. You know what I'm saying? And again, I will admit, I sell books. I'm an autistic, like super nerd. So I really love books. And I really do think that genuine, like for real ski, is infectious, right? And so people enjoy hanging out with someone who legitimately enjoys what they do. So like let your nerd fly. Like if you're really into something, like go for it. Even if you just, the process of rehoming things is a passion, keeping things out of landfills and, tamping down commercialism, whatever it is that it's genuine, honest, and authentic. Let that fly through your show and all that stuff like that. So anyway, one take. I'm only doing one take. Steve the Book Guy, just some thoughts. I hear a lot of people really, really struggling, and I'm acknowledging that it's hard, but hopefully that's a little bit of advice. I was talking to with the person who has 30,000 followers, and she was like, "Oh, amen, yeah," and so it's a powerful thing because it Jedi mind tricks you again, like I said, to be able to do it, and then hopefully as you have fun, more people have fun, which equals followers, which will equals when you give something to get something, and that's I think the power of and the specialness, as it were, of Whatnot. Anyway, Steve the Book Guy, join me on Saturday night for the big show. During the week, we do a bunch of smaller shows, specialized shows, and we also do the database show where we nerd out and we just talk and back and forth. It's more podcast than sales. So never any pressure or anything like that. Again, just hang out, and it's a game of inches, and I just want folks to hang out with and share the books and help me save them and stuff. So thanks for swinging by. If you got to the end, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm going to try to do more content like this as we continue to go down this route. I think the world is kind of going to go through some things financially. So I think Whatnot and channels like this, thrifting and secondhand, is all just going to continue to get more popular. So there's going to be a lot of folks that are going to be entering, like being Whatnot salespeople. And I'm here for you. I think rising tides raise all ships. I think the better we can do as the sellers gives more people the confidence to come shop on the platform. So we all win. And I really, really like situations where we all win. So having said that, I'll see you on Whatnot. Catch me live. I'm just like this. Anyway, bye.